Hey, what's up everybody? This is KC's Finest, Missouri's Most Wanted, aka Way to Warrior 57, aka Daddy's Kitchen, where everything's cooking, including the zombie. So on today, we're making a spinach quiche. That's right, I said it, spinach quiche. So if you don't have a pen and paper ready, go snatch one up. Alright, hopefully you have a pen and paper ready, because you're going to need to write down the ingredients. First of all, you're going to need some spinach. As you see, I have organic spinach. Secondly, you need some heavy cream. Third, you're gonna need some grounded nutmeg. You need about a cup of cheese. You're gonna need some butter. You're gonna also need some onion. You're gonna also need some salt, some pie crust. Last but not least, go get that chicken out your yard and snatch up her eggs. You need about 4 of those. So now in this process, what you want to do is take about 10 ounces to maybe 16 ounces of spinach. 10 ounces of spinach if you're using frozen, but if you're using fresh spinach like I do, you want to take about 16 ounces. You want to boil it until it wilt down. And then you also want to take your onions, your butter, and your mushrooms, and you want to get those sauteed down. So let's go. So as you can see, I've already got my 16 ounces of spinach and I'm wilting it down. This has been cooking for approximately about 3 to 4 minutes already. And as you can see, it's already wilting down the way I need it. So I'm gonna let that go for another about a minute or so. While we're getting that going, we're gonna go ahead and melt some butter in the pan. We're going to turn that on a kind of a medium low. So we're going to put our butter in there in this pan and let it get to melting down. Then we're going to take our onion in there. We're going to also put that onion in there. Then we're going to also throw some mushrooms in there. We're going to let all this cook down. Turn that fire on up. Get that butter melting. Let's get the onions and mushroom to cook. Butter's almost melted down now, so once it get to doing this thing, popping, dropping like it's hot, then we'll be ready. So let's get that mixed in there. Let's see how that starts coming out. Smells so good. My little babies are back there making noises. The little puppy. So as you can see, I'm sauteing this down right now. I'm gonna throw a little salt on there. So just stay with it. Got a little sea salt going on in there. Smells delicious already. I can literally just eat this by itself. Let's check on. See how that's coming along? That's coming great. I'm gonna also throw a pinch of pepper on there. grounded pepper. If I can get that open. Y'all make sure y'all write these in on your notes. You can add a little pepper to that. We're gonna throw that on about a try to get this off in here. Couple of turns to be good. Burn up in there. If you get something in there, just discard of it. Okay, and as you can see that the mushrooms and the onions are getting a little brown, just like I need them to get. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the spinach. Spinach should be right where I need it. We need that to cool off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that spinach and we are going to drain it. So we're gonna come on over and put this on so I can grab it real quick. I'll take this over here. You can see you wanna drain it. Just move it around so to drain all the little juice off of it. And as you see, you left with that. It looked like it was too much, but it's just enough. That's what you got. We'll finish letting that drain until we're ready for it. And as you can see that the mushrooms and onions smell so good you can throw them on your burger while you're making it. And that's done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pie crust. We're going to get ready to put it in a pan. So I'm going to have to sprinkle a little bit of flour on here just to keep it from tearing. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour on there and put a little flour on my rolling pin. And then we're going to roll this out a little bit smooth. We want this to get all around the, put that flour on there really good. You want to just roll out the edges just enough. And as you see how it's nice and flat, if you don't, you want that nice and flat. Once you got that nice and flat like that, you want to go ahead and lift it up. Make sure it's ready. Seems to be ready. So now we're going to put this in our pan. Once we get this in the pan, you want to make sure that goes around the whole pan. So what you're going to do is you're going to take and put you some little pinches in there. Just so you know that it stay while you're pushing that in there. So you got a little pinch in there here. Just kind of a, you know, a pinch around it. You want to make sure that all goes in there, flat. So I feel like it's pretty flat in there. And I feel like that we're ready. And as you just heard, that was my timer, because you want your oven to preheat before you put this in there. You need it to preheat to about 400 degrees. Now, as I get this in there, I want to just make sure that I'm flipping this over here just a little. Just so it'll stay. Get your little pinches in there so that your crust will stay. You want to make sure that it's smooth against the edges. And you don't want to fold it and cup it up under the pan, because when you get ready to cut it, you done put it up under the pan. So you make sure your pie crust is really up on top of your pan, or you can buy a pie crust that's already in the pan. If it's frozen, you need to let it sit out for about 10 to 15 minutes. But I prefer this way. Also, once you get it in there, you are going to take your fork and you're going to poke some holes in the bottom of your pie crust so that your pie crust doesn't rise. Also, you need to pay close attention to it when it's in there baking a little bit till it gets brown, because you don't want it to swell up and blow up. So we're going to put these little holes in there about 1 inch apart so that it doesn't lift up. So come in a little closer and just check it out. That's all you want to do is about 1 inch apart. Put some holes in there. And as you notice, I'm putting a few holes around the edge where I think that it may come up from cooking. And there it goes. You do your pan just like that. And then you want to put just a little butter in there so that you get it nice and brown. So I'm going to take some butter. Gonna melt me a little butter. I was almost thinking about a little bourbon, but butter. Did it for about a couple of seconds. Once you get that in there for about a couple of seconds, you'll be ready. I'm gonna take me a spoon, and then I'm also, as soon as the butter get in, I'm gonna smooth it around a little bit. I like things to be smooth around. So butter is melted. So we're gonna put that butter in there like that. We want a nice brown crust. So we're just gonna take that butter around there like that. And as you see, you got butter. The butter is going around there. So this is going to give you a nice crispy crust. So let's throw it in. And you see I'm already preheated. You want to put that in the middle rack. Turn your light on so that you can keep a check on it. And that's how you do it. So now I smell the crust is cooking. Let's see if it's bubbling. Let's hope that it is, so I can show you what you do next, in case your crust is bubbling. So it is bubbling. As you can see, it's getting crispy in there, if you look. So wherever, if you see like a big bubble, all you have to do is just poke, prick, and let it keep on cooking. But as you look at it, you can see it's getting crispy in there. And we want it to get crispy and a golden brown. So while it is getting golden brown, we have a few more minutes on it, I believe. Still have about 5 more minutes on it. We'll get back to it. Just wanted you to see how crispy it's getting, and with the bubbles, what you do next if it has bubbles. You just prick where the bubbles are and your crust will be good to go. Okay, so we've had the pie crust in there for about 15 minutes now. So let's go check it out. And it looks perfect. So we're gonna take this out and let it sit and cool. Wow, that's looking great. We're gonna set it to the side on our tray. If you don't have a cookie sheet, you can always use your pizza pan tray. Just set it up there and let it cool off. Nice golden brown, I love it. It looks perfect. That is exactly how you want it to look. So we're gonna set these over here. Now we're going to get our eggs and heavy cream, and we're gonna mix that in. We're gonna also turn this down to about 325. We want the oven to go to about 325. Now we're gonna get ready to get the eggs that we stole from the chicken, and we're gonna get ready to put those in the bowl. I hope that old girl don't be mad for me taking these eggs. Just set your eggs over here to the side. Make sure you have your measuring spoons for the heavy cream. So we want to do a cup and a half of heavy cream. Make sure you do it evenly. You want to pour that in there. And we're gonna come back with a half a cup. Then we're gonna pour that in there. Then we're gonna mix that in. And mix those eggs right on in there with the heavy cream. Just keep on whipping until you believe it's the way you need it. I'll turn my bowl to the side so I can get it in there good. There you have it, have that whipped. Once you got that whipped, then you want to also put in your nutmeg and your salt. We're gonna whip that in there. Now I'm gonna let this just sit just for a few minutes. And while it's sitting, just think about it. What's next? All right, we back like a Cadillac on two flats. Let's get this finished up. So what we have here now, You see that crust? Nice and crispy. So we're gonna go ahead and put the vegetables in. We're gonna put that on in there. We're gonna put that all around. This crust is really crispy, everybody. Just want y'all to know that. So that's done. That part is done. And now we're gonna sprinkle the cheese. If I got enough. Yeah, I got enough cheese. Get that cheese around in there. You want to make sure you get that cheese all around in there. This is key. Cheese is all the way in there. Show you. Now we're gonna sprinkle this spinach over the cheese. I'm just to tell y'all, this is smelling really good. Let's get all the spinach in there. I feel like I need a little more cheese, but then we're gonna pour our egg in there with our heavy cream. I feel like I need a little bit more cheese. Don't be afraid to add a little bit more. It's okay to add a little bit more to my recipe to your liking. Now let's get this in there. Let's get that to settle down in there before we pour. Oh my goodness, it is coming out perfectly. Let's let that kind of sink in through the greens. It's gonna be perfect. So let's marinate on that. I think I have just enough. Waste not, want not. That's what my wife always say. Now, she's ready to go in. So we're just gonna get this and take it right on over there. We're gonna slide the whole thing in. And as you notice, your tray in case you get a little spillage. In about 56 minutes, the quiche will be done and you will be ready to eat. All right, so our timer has went off. We're gonna let it cook for 54 minutes. Now we're gonna pull it out, let it cool for 10 minutes, and then we'll taste. Let's check it out, see how it came out. Wow, just beautiful. That is just beautiful. Now we just have to give it a cooling period of time 10 minutes should be good enough. And while we let that cool, give you all a few minutes to recap on the recipe. Yeah, just look down your list, tell me if you didn't get something. Inbox me, I'll send you the recipe. If it's something you like to make, let me know. So let it cool for 10 minutes and let's get back to it. All right, so we're back. We've let it cool off for a good 10 minutes now, so now we're gonna cut it and let's see what it tastes like. I can tell that it's really cheesy. Really, really cheesy. Let's just get up under there. Man, I should have had a smaller spatula. Let me get this. Can't get up under there without tearing it up. I don't want to really like tear it up. There we go. All right, let's look at it. That looks really good. Just delicious. Let's check it out. Let's see if I still got what it takes. Let me tell y'all something. It's too bad you ain't here, cause you talking about good. This is delicious. That's all I have to say. Let me just make sure you got it always checked right. Then you know if it's real. Let's check it out again. The struggle is real, y'all. It's real. This is really good. Really good. And really healthy for you. Really good. Oh my God. So, once again, we did it. Spinach quiche. Excellent taste. This was a really good dish. So I hope you had your pen and your paper, and I hope you wrote down the ingredients because you will want to try this recipe. It's really good. So, if you want to see more videos and exciting recipes with me, like this video, comment, and don't forget to push the subscribe button. Peace.